Two,
Three.
Hello,
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Welcome to Bahala Ka Podcast.
The Bahala Ka Pod.
Episode 5.
5 in the 5th month of May.
Happy May.
Yeah, happy May.
5th month of May? Yeah. It's the 5th month. It's
of
May.
the year. And that is May.
Because it's gonna be May.
It's gonna be my birth month.
His birth month.
My birthday's in 3 days.
3 days.
Let's go.
Happy early birthday, love.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You know what else it also is?
What?
Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Yeah.
Woo!
AAPI month.
AAPI. AAPI. AAPI.
I'm pretty oppy to see you.
I'm pretty oppy to see you too. Oh, what are you drinking?
Trader Joe's instant coffee. What are you drinking?
Throat coat tea again.
Cheers. There you go. Yeah.
So welcome to another episode. Thanks for joining us again, everybody.
And this is the first episode that is in our new setup. So if you're listening... Officially, yeah.
Yes.
So if you're seeing the video, hopefully you guys like the new setup. I like it a lot because it showcases all of the plants. And it just looks more cozy, more vibey, and all that. So...
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about today?
So today, since it is AAPI month, Heritage Month, I'll be leading this episode. So we will be, I have a question here that we're both going to provide answers for.
Mm-hmm.
What's also nice is that on my own personal Instagram, I was able to, put this question on like my Instagram stories, and we had some of my friends and other people provide their responses, and yeah, just celebrating our Asian American Pacific Islander heritage, our cultures. Yeah.
I have a question. Do you know when AAPI month started?
Started?
Like, has it been, I think, since like the 70s?
No, I think it's I think it's very recent.
Because I know that we've had stuff like, I don't know, Black History Month in February for like a long time.
Filipino History Month in October.
Oh, we got our own?
In October, yeah.
I didn't know we got our own.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Now you know, it's in October.
I thought May was our month.
No.
Yeah, but there's like more than 12 nationalities. You telling me there's...
Filipino History Month. We have there's done a lot.
Yeah, but like...
Maha.
That is very specific. There's no way.
I'm sure there's other ones, but I'm not aware of all of them. But I just know for Filipino History Month, ours is in October. We also have Pride Month in June or July.
I don't know what time it is.
One of the J's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's next month, June. I think. Yeah, did you have another question?
I think
these kind of things we've been celebrating it a lot more recently than like the past decade or so.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't celebrate any of those months. It's like a month-long celebration.
Even
partying out in the streets.
It's not like that kind of celebration, love. I mean, you should also always celebrate your culture every day and any time that you can. It shouldn't just be limited to 1 month. Like how Mother's Day, speaking of happy early Mother's Day, we're filming this a day before. Like Mother's Day shouldn't just be, all right, this is your one day to celebrate your mom or all the mothers in your life.
Right.
That should be all the time, whenever you can. Sure. Valentine's Day, you tell me it's the only day you're going to love me?
I just think holidays in general, where it's celebrating a person or a people or a culture, like, they're cool, but, like, I wish it was something more. Because, like...
I think it's a really big thing when it comes to capitalism.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a social media thing.
It is. It really is.
Like, for example, like, during, like, Pride Month, all the brands. all the companies.
Target already has their
They
Pride
change
Month
their stuff to
out.
the rainbow logo.
Yep.
And then immediately at the turn of the month, boom, change it back to the original logo. It's like, I don't know. I wonder if it actually increases sales of stuff during certain months. Like during AAPI month, there's like, I don't know, Korean barbecue sales go up. Does like white rice sales go up?
I think the whole point here is if you really care about your culture, if you really want to celebrate it, you're not just going to be sticking to just the 1 month to celebrate. Because if you really care, you will do it all year round, every day as much as you can. You know, it's you support it in any way you can. I mean, I'm not just going to support Asian-owned businesses in May. And after that, that's it.
Right.
You do that whenever you can. If you can afford it. But,
Sorry for going off this tangent here, because I'm just thinking about it right now. It's just like,
it's
I
a
don't
hot
know.
take, but a lot of it really is based on businesses, on earning a lot of how much money you can earn because it's a certain month.
Right.
But then it's really up to you to do more rather than just like.
So, like, are you treating May as like a month of like Asian activism? In a way, like,
In a way, sure.
like let's get equal with everyone else.
You're making me sweaty here.
It's a genuine thing. Like I think about, 'cause
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know,
Oh, my glasses are fogging up.
like stuff like Pride Month. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
you wanna, like, Target has like the whole thing. It's very much a capitalist
Yes.
design, and so that's why I asked, like, what time, like, when did it originate? You know.
I think it's very recent. It's a lot of it. It's really just a whole thing for businesses to say, I'm an ally, or I support you guys. But again, it really all comes down to you as a person, if you support or not.
For me personally,
Yes.
me getting my own month doesn't really do anything for me.
Okay.
Like, cool, I got AAPI month. What does that even mean to me? Because it's like, I'm Filipino 24/7, 365.
Yep.
Like, am I supposed to feel more Filipino during May? Or no,
No.
I feel the same. So, like, I don't really feel any different about this month. But we are treating this episode as a kind of way to talk about our culture.
Yes.
And just-
celebrate it. And again, it's it's a good topic to bring up. It is definitely a hot take, especially with how things are nowadays. But
What are you referring to with that?
I don't know. Like, I think I'm just talking about like capitalism.
Oh, I
and-
thought you were referring to like
Oh.
like all the like Asian attacks.
Oh yeah, that too.
That too.
That too. Hold on, I'm kidding. It's hot.
Sorry for kind of like bringing down the mood here. I really
it's
feel
okay.
like, I don't know. It's a weird thing to discuss because what's it really for? Who's it really for? Are we gonna have this all the time? Like, can you imagine the outrage if they took it away?
I mean, they've already taken away a lot of things before throughout history. I think this
Right.
is
Or if they
this
took
is
away,
us
like-
reclaiming it, because for so long, a lot of Asian history has been erased or overlooked, always been put on the back burner, and I think us having a month, or just again, it's just being able to acknowledge that we're here, and we're always going to be here. Right? Like, we're important too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. It's just nice to acknowledge it too, because it's like a lot of our history's always been erased, so now we're just trying to reclaim it, right? I think it's definitely grown up differently. Creative differences. Wow.
creative differences.
Creative
Sure.
differences. I think it's because for so long I've been trying to figure out who I am, what my identity is, trying to figure out where I belong, because I didn't really grow up around a lot of Filipino people until college, when I made that decision to partake in like my school organization, like the Filipino
Mm-hmm.
American Club, and everything. It's because I actually wanted to know more. And so months like this May, it 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 brings awareness to us. Like we have importance because what?
I'm just thinking about the scenario. Like, what if like it hasn't happened to me yet, and we're already
Okay.
halfway through the month, but like I don't know how I would feel if like a white person or a just like a non-Asian person, they come up to me, you pat me on the back, and they're like, "Happy AAPI month."
It's happened to me.
I would honestly feel a little disgusted
Okay.
because I don't know,
I mean, I guess in that situation, it is weird.
it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like happy AAPI month.
I think in
By
my
the way, my
yeah.
wife's from Manila.
Okay. Okay. I just think if you have an opportunity to, um, it's all really just being able to educate other people about the different cultures that is there. It's not just
Right.
like here's what the history books provide. There's more to it. This is your. It's again. It's not just limited to just May. Yeah, it's really up to you and how you tackle it later on. How you teach your own kids about it. Like, because we want to do more for our culture because we didn't really do a lot.
Right.
But we want to learn more about it. That's what we're doing. That's our choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we want to teach others about it or be able to share experiences because everyone has grown up in different places, you know, Californian Asians are so much different than people in the Bay. They're all different, but we all celebrate each other in our own different ways, and we accept it. And May is just a nice month to celebrate our different cultures because there's a lot.
Okay. I mean,
You just take it as it is. But if you really think about it in a capitalistic way, then sure, it's like I get it.
right.
But yeah.
I don't know. Again, I just wanted to kind of offer my point of view because
Yeah.
I think the idea of it is a little silly,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm glad it exists, and I hope that eventually all races get their month or their week because there's way more than 12 ethnicities or colors or
Yeah.
all that. So, but like, I don't want special treatment during AAPI month.
Just because you are
Like,
part of the
my work
community.
has like an AAPI playlist, and it's like, cool, dude. But then like when the month's over, you take it away, and there are some slappers on there,
Yeah.
some bangers on there, and
No, that really is just the business. It's like it's all part of the business mindset.
right. Just treat everyone equal, 365, 24/7.
366 if it's a leap year.
Sure. Anyway, that aside, let's move on to our main meat of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have you take it away. Like, what are we talking about?
Kind of caught me off guard there. I wasn't expecting all that. Let me take a drink. Got me sweaty.
I mean, again, we don't have AC in my
That's true.
home anymore, so
That's true. Well, again, I wanted to lead this episode so we can celebrate like all the different cultures that are there, or most specific from our perspective, we're Filipino American, so a lot of our experiences here is based on that. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be Filipino. I'm happy to be Asian. It's nice. I love it. But yeah, for a majority of this episode, we'll be answering this question that I had. So one of the things that I asked on my Instagram stories and what I would like to ask for us to answer for the both of us, is the question: what cultural habits/traditions of yours would you like to pass down onto the next generation, and which ones are you willing to break? Because there's a lot of positive ones out there, but of course when there's positive there's negative, so there's a lot of different things that we do not want to bring onto our youngins, to the youth, because it's not healthy, or
it's toxic.
yeah, it's toxic, and we always want to have a better future for the next generation. Yeah?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Well, again, I always like to be the antagonist in this type of thing. But go ahead and continue. But also, pass over the tamarind. We got
Oh,
some.
okay.
All right, guys. Filipino word of the day. Okay. Pasalubong.
Pasalubong. And what does that mean, mahal?
I have no idea. What does it mean?
I think I think overall it means gifts or souvenirs that you bring
Right.
back.
And my mama just came back from the Philippines. She was there for like
A month.
a month. And she brought back the pasalubong.
Yeah, and one of them, tamarind. Tamarind candy.
And tamarind's like, I mean, it's all over. But it's sweet, it's tart, it's gummy. And it tastes great. So pop in one tamarind. Happy AAPI month. Tamarind. Pasalubong. From the Philippines. Oh.
From the motherland.
Okay.
Okay. So, should we do like a back and forth where we talk about habits/traditions that we want to pass down or keep? So we'll do one and then we'll follow it up with one that we want to break.
Sure. But let me ask you this question here.
Okay.
When you say pass down, do you mean pass down to children or just pass down to the next generation of people?
I'm saying next generation because not everyone wants kids.
Yeah.
And that one, that's okay too. So I'm saying next generation. So whether it's like your niece, your nephew, your friends' kids, just the next generation. It doesn't always have to be your own offspring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I said next generation. I don't think, kids aren't for everybody.
but here's the thing,
You
right?
don't want them. You don't want them.
We say that we're passing down or breaking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the breaking stuff, going
Breaking
away.
the cycle.
Breaking the cycle. What if our parents were trying to break the cycle from what their parents did?
Mm-hmm.
And they did that. But we think that, like, oh, what they did was bad. Like, for example, my grandparents
Mm-hmm.
probably didn't want to go to America, but my parents were like, we're breaking the cycle,
Okay.
right?
We're going to America.
We're going to America.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like, before we go into this conversation about like the pros and cons of what we want to keep or take away, we want to kind of preface it by saying that like our parents raised us and we're thankful that they did.
Yes.
And every parent is not perfect, and they
Nope. No one is perfect.
sure.
You know.
And there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad, but all that together comes out, us. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
I'm happy with my life
And
right now.
it's already happened.
Yep.
So, in a ideal world where we're trying to pass down what we want, that's just what we're trying to say. We're thankful for what our previous generation has done, especially for, I feel like our generation above us, they were like the first wave of Filipinos,
Okay.
or like if anything like a wave and a half,
Okay.
because I feel like Filipinos started coming around like the 1930s,
Mm-hmm.
but like my parents didn't come until like the 80s,
Okay.
so like 2 generations ago. But like, thank you for
Yeah.
bringing me here.
Even if we say the things that the habits or traditions we want to break, yeah, I that doesn't mean I'm not thankful for my upbringing
Right.
now.
Right.
I love my parents. Obviously, we have our differences, but who doesn't, right? Again, no one is perfect, and yeah, there's always going to be trial and error.
Yeah.
If some things don't work out, it's okay. We'll try it. It really just, again, it all depends on like your own practices. It's hard to unlearn things as well. There's definitely a lot of things I need to that I want to do, but I'm still having a hard time doing myself. I just hope I'm like, as time passes, I'll be able to get better.
Yeah. It's all the process.
It's all in the process.
So, the question again.
You want me to read it off again? You mean?
Yeah, please.
So the question again is, what cultural habits or traditions of yours would you like to pass down onto the next generation, and which ones are you breaking?
All right. I'll start. Okay.
Which one? With passing down?
Both. All right. There ain't no party like a Filipino party. Okay. There is a science to it all.
All right.
There's hella food. Half of them a normal like a non Tagalog non Filipino person has never tried before in their life. You bring out the fucking lechon, the whole ass pig with the apple in its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some Filipino parties, you're, eating with your hands, doing a little boodle party. No plates, no cutlery. It's just all laid out like one giant trash bin pile.
All right.
Like a landfill of Filipino food, and we're all just going to town on it. That's kind of lit.
Yep.
There's karaoke.
Yep.
There's like aunts and uncles giving the little kids like money.
If they do a show, if they perform.
I did that. I danced to NSYNC
Nice.
and Backstreet Boys with my cousin Eugene. Hey, shout out to Eugene. Much love. There's always hella beer, hella alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
There's always at least a few drunk people at every Filipino party.
Okay. And a dog.
Mm,
There's always a dog.
not on mine. No
Oh.
dogs.
Mine has.
No dogs.
There's always one dog.
Yeah, they're always dancing to Billy Ray Cyrus, "Achy Breaky Heart."
Okay.
At least at my Filipino parties, they did.
All right.
All my aunts and
There's not a Celine Dion on mine.
yeah, well, all my aunties,
Okay.
they knew the steps
Where are
somehow.
you going with this?
Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep the Filipino party.
Keep the
Also,
celebration
at the
going.
Filipino party, there's always that one either white or black person who was invited by a Filipino friend
Because they're or their significant other.
or their significant other, and every single auntie at this party,
They're like flirting with them.
they're flirting with them. They're crowding around them. They're using it as a way to practice their English.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or be able to say like it's like, oh, try this.
I never got to experience that,
Okay.
and I never will, because like they are treating you like you are an alien.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
that's
like,
also true.
and they're just like, wow, who is this person?
It's like, wow.
Hey, Keith.
Your skin's so dark. They always talk about the skin in some way. If it is
If it is a black person
if
or
it's
just a
someone
dark,
who's
a dark.
black, there's always going to be like people who the people who are surrounding that person, they're just like so amazed by them. And then there's going to be those family relatives that just don't want to go near them. Because there's
Yeah,
racism that exists.
yes, previous generation of Filipinos, low key a little racist, especially during a Manny Pacquiao fight.
Sometimes not even low key.
During a Manny Pacquiao fight, it's like we're back in the 1800s. It's crazy. Oh, yeah,
Yeah. It exists still. It's still there.
sure.
Break that. Get rid of it.
So anyway, I will never be able to come close to what a Filipino party was back in the day, especially like in the mid 2000s, mid to early 2000s. But hopefully we can keep that around, especially around the love for food, because Filipinos know how to eat, especially during a party.
Yep.
And yeah, that's what I want to keep. Should I go on to break or
You can. Yeah, I think we should just do like go back and forth, pass down and keep, and then follow it up with something that we want to break.
Okay. See, I don't really have an answer for this. I don't know.
I think you wanted to talk about the Filipino goodbye if you're going to talk about parties.
Sure, yeah. On the topic of Filipino parties, this is also a concept,
He went on about this earlier.
yeah, a psychological phenomenon called the Filipino goodbye, which is where when you are at a Filipino party and someone,
Let's say it's you were planning to leave at 7.
yeah, you're planning to leave at 7.
Okay.
Sure. It's 7:05, and you tell your mom like, "Hey, you told us that we're leaving at 7." So then like, "Oh, okay. Let me just play a little bit. Let me just play like another round of mahjong or cards or whatever." It hits 7:20.
Yep.
Okay. And then they're finally putting away all the food. They're getting all the leftovers for the party. They're taking what they're gonna get. And then it's 8 o'clock, and they're finally getting up from their place at the party, and they're gonna go ahead and make the rounds and say goodbye to all the aunts. And it's like, yo, guys, like we have like a 2-hour drive back to where we came from. We got to go. I have school in the morning. And it just gets dragged out.
Mm-hmm.
It gets dragged out. And as a victim, a bystander of the Filipino goodbye.
I am a victim, but I'm also a part of the problem.
You're part of the problem. Because, yeah, it's just, y'all, we said we were leaving. Let me just use the bathroom and then we go.
Yeah.
But like, you had the whole party to schmooze and to socialize.
We've been here since 12.
Yeah, don't use the ending part of the party to squeeze it in. You've had the whole day to do it.
Sure. But then it also doesn't even just end at the house. Now everyone's walking. Sometimes, usually the host would walk you out to your car too. But then that's another 10, 15 minutes out there.
Sure.
There are times where like we're even in the car and they're still talking to each other outside of through the window.
Okay. Well, that's mine.
Yeah. So you want to try to get rid of that? Well, it's going to be hard because I'm still like that. So I'm sorry. You're going to continue being a victim of that.
Break the cycle.
Break the cycle. Okay, just entice me. Just be like, Maha, let's just get food after this.
Okay.
Get some candy. It's like, okay.
Sounds good.
Bye. Bye, everybody. All right. That's nice. That's a good one. Good, very good answers. I can start off with a few that some of my friends have said.
Oh, you're not gonna do yours?
Do mine? I can do that later. I wanna share what some of my friends have shared and everything. Just like go down the list. And
Okay.
we can talk
Sounds
about
good.
it. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna say my answers.
Mhm.
I mean, mine are all here. I have a notebook. So yeah. One of the first ones I've written down is from my friend and slash auditing, Matthew. His answer for what he wants to pass down slash keep, the sense of community. Like you said, well, we love to party. We love we're, especially us as Filipinos, very family oriented. We want to be able to keep that together, especially me. I want to be able to have a lot of opportunities to be with my family in the future, especially my sisters. I love my sisters and everything. I don't want to break that, especially if, I'm always worried that if we move far, I still want to be able to put in the effort to see each other. That's probably why the Filipino goodbye exists. The reason why we're taking so long to leave is probably we're not going to see those people for another few months or a year. So it's like that's usually our reunion. So we're really just taking up. That's how I see the Filipino goodbye. We're using up all the time that we do have to appreciate the people that we're surrounded by, that we were excited to see, and we probably won't see for a while. So I always enjoy that sense of community. Yeah. So I thought that was a nice answer from Matt. Thank you, Matt. One of my friends, Reese, he said that he would like to learn how to make his favorite dishes and pass down the recipes. That's definitely something I want to do. I've always wanted to have a recipe box, like a physical box of recipes that you can just scroll through and be able to pull it out and make. I always wanted to include little illustrations, little doodles too.
That's deep.
I thought that was cute. I think that would be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good food. I don't want to just do Filipino dishes either. Just like stuff that you and I would make for date night or just regular dinner, lunch, whatever kind of meal. That'd be nice.
I mean, it'd be nice to have your own set recipe, because the amount of times I've Googled a recipe and it's like 20 different sites. They all have the same recipe claim, but it's their own way.
There's always like one ingredient difference.
And I don't know. I feel like it's like, every single family, every single household does it a little bit differently. So it'd be nice to kind of have like your own staple way of doing it.
Yeah, it would always be nice, just like, oh man, like especially like baking too. That would be nice to have. Like, man, I love your banana bread. What's your recipe? It's like, oh, here it is. I'll take a picture of it for you.
Yeah.
I just like having the physical thing, because sometimes even when I'm cooking something, I'll look it up and I'll get the recipe, maybe like 3 different kinds of recipes, and put it together to create my own. But I don't like going back and forth between the different pages or whatever, so I like to write it all down. So I already like that kind of style anyways. So I thought that would be nice. So thank you again, Reese, for including that answer. Another one, a big one, was from my friend Gabby. She says learning Tagalog is a big thing she wants to pass down, and it's definitely something I need to learn still, or just learning your mother tongue if you're not Filipino. I don't want to get rid of that, so hopefully my parents will be able to help out, and not, because I think it's really hard for me to develop and learn a whole new language with how my brain is now.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why kids can do it.
Yeah, so I think I'm hoping it will be a lot easier for our kids, because the brain isn't fully developed yet. They'll be able to take it in easier. And it'll just be nice, because we're still keeping in touch with our culture. I don't want to get rid of that part entirely, which is why I'm still trying to learn. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know a lick of Tagalog. I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
At least I got that part of my brain figured out. I recall, I have memories of my close in age cousins, and I would go with them to the library, and then their parents would like teach them Tagalog and stuff, and like I was just kind of like a bystander to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I never picked it up. I think it might be due to the fact that like my dad was working late at nights, so I never really saw him when I was at the house. And then when my mom was around me, she'd be speaking English. And then when she would speak Tagalog, it wouldn't be at me. It would be to my siblings or to people on the phone. And
Because you're the only one of your siblings to be born here, right?
Yeah. So I didn't have that kind of exposure. And I think it was good for my parents, or especially for my mom, to speak English, because she was coming to America. So, of course, maybe she wanted to practice it. Same thing with my brother and sister, because they didn't know English at first when they got here. So it's just, yeah. I mean, I like the sound of Tagalog, especially like in music. I think it sounds very romantic, and especially in Filipino songs. But I don't know it. And do I want to learn it? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards no right now. I think I can appreciate being Filipino in other ways without having to pick up the language.
And I think that's okay. There's also no shame in that either. What sucks is that, like, there's also the mindset where if you don't know Tagalog, are you really Filipino? Like, that's, I don't like how that's a thing either. But then even then, there is a huge part in, there's this whole thing in the Philippines as well, where if you know English, it's like, wow, you're really educated. And so there's a positive thing for that. It's like, wow, you know English. But then there's also like, oh, you think you're so smart because you know English. So it's so hard. In a lot of places, you really can't win. So it's like, if you don't want to learn Tagalog, that's okay. But even if you do and you're trying, I also don't want to be made fun of for trying it as well. Because I think that's one of the things that I regret doing when my parents...
Oh, yeah. Dude, fuck that shit. Yeah. So, like, my... so, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I have a lot of PTSD from that shit. So, you know, I didn't know Tagalog, right? Yep. And as a kid, my parents would be like, say this phrase, gutom ako, or whatever. Or like, you know, say the numbers. And they would laugh. And they would shake their heads,
it's like,
and
they would say it right.
They'd be like, "Oh, you're hopeless," as I'm trying to say it, and I'm like, "Dude," as a 5-year-old, like, or as like an 8-year-old kid, like, fuck you, like, you are not encouraging me in learning this language, and
Is that that's probably one of the big reasons why you?
why I didn't pick it up,
Yeah.
because I was being ridiculed and harassed for trying to pick up something that like you wanted me to do,
Yeah.
and you were forcing it upon me too. Like I don't know. So there's that. Hated that.
Yeah. I also, for me, it was also reversed when my parents were trying to get better at English too. I mean, I was a kid. Now I understand, like, now that it's happened to me, I understand, wow, I was a little brat for doing the same to my parents when they would say things in a certain way in English, and it's just like, oh, you don't say it like that. So I understand now. That's definitely something that I did wrong, but, I'm older now. I get it. And now that I'm trying to learn Tagalog more, there's a lot of things to learn. There's always new slang every time. And this is just Tagalog too, nothing like Ilocano or Bisaya. There's so many other dialects that to learn out there, but obviously my main thing that I want to understand more now is Tagalog, but there's a lot. And I do wish my parents spoke Tagalog to me more growing up. But I understand why they didn't as much. Like, it will just be like, "Hoy, kain na. Let's eat. Let's do this." And it'll be like small phrases every now and then, but at least I can understand it. But one of the reasons why I started learning it was because I wanted to get in on the chismes. Understand the gossip, especially when I know some of it's about me. So, but yeah, the reasons why is my mom revealed to me, like, not like super recently, but definitely like the past year or two. The reason why she stopped talking to me in Tagalog so much or trying to teach it to me was some of my elementary school teachers just said that, try to talk to your kids in English more so they can learn better in school. And so that's what they were trying to focus on, and it just sucks how a lot of it just went away completely because they wanted me to adapt to the American culture better, understand the language, and because of that, I didn't start learning Tagalog until end of high school. So, yeah.
Well, damn. That's rough, buddy.
It is rough, buddy. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to pass down. Even if I don't fully, I can't speak it fluently. I hope our kids will, or at least more than I can right now. Yeah. I want them to know it. But yeah. All right. Want me to talk about something to break? I know I went from pass down, I just wanted to share.
No, I mean
what
you have
my
all the notes
friends have
there.
said.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Kind of want to go back up there to some things I want to break, and especially this one. This is from Matt as well. This is definitely something that you and I can relate to completely. I want to break the belief that arts are only hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at what we're doing. Doing a podcast.
This is a hobby podcast.
It's a hobby podcast. But you studied to be an actor in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a literature and writing major.
Yep.
This is what it's what we want to do. It just sucks how it's always just it should only be a hobby. It shouldn't always be that. There's some successful artists, content creators out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and just go on the defensive here.
That's
for
fine.
them, and I mean this has already been kind of widely known, but
Yep.
The reason why your parents are telling you to become a nurse or to join the Navy or to do X, Y, and Z is because that's what they know.
That's what they know.
That's what they had to do
It's a
to
stable
find
career.
success.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's so many Filipino nurses.
So many Filipino military.
Yep. Because that's what they know, and that is a proven way for success and, very low failure rate because, there's a community around that, right? And, yeah. And I like to quote this TikTok that we both saw recently. It's just kind of what is going to be our version of that for the next generation,
Yeah.
right? And it was kind of son, like, why didn't you make your TikTok this morning?
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, oh, your last one got only less than 1,000 views. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's because, like, that's what we know as the way to success is just to do, like, content creation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, like, son, like, you only sold, like, 5 G Fuel promo codes. What's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, Dad, I want to be a nurse. No, you're going to be a YouTube star.
It's like, they wanted me to become a nurse, but I didn't want to. Now I want you to do the same as me.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, arts are a valid hobby, and
Valid hobby, but at the same time, if you want it to be your career too, it's definitely it's gonna be a long process to prove it to your parents or to even yourself that you can do it. And I don't know, it's a long process. We're still going through it, right?
yeah,
Where hopefully it won't just be a hobby. We actually want it to be a career. But we're working through it and doing our best.
until ChatGPT takes all of the literature jobs away.
What's that?
You know what ChatGPT is?
No.
It's like the AI.
Oh.
A lot of students are using ChatGPT to write their essays.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of makes sense.
You can get ChatGPT to replace the writer's strike. Replace all the writers that are
God.
on strike right now.
Martin did say to talk about the writers'
yeah,
strike.
that's our one little bit there. So
Here
there you
it
go, Martin.
is. Pay your fucking writers.
But you know what AI can't do? Healthcare. Psych. There are robots that can do surgery now.
Yep.
You know what? We actually need
We need more.
we need
robots.
people to be soldiers on the battlefield. Psych. Drones do that now.
Wait, that's the thing too?
Yeah, like
God.
there's like drone footage where it's just like a drone will drop a little bomb or whatever. Like I saw this in like Russia and / Ukraine.
Oh God.
Yeah. Or like, drones are doing all the work.
Technology. They're taking over.
So, yeah, and like musicians, we got like
Now we have
the
AI.
voices,
Yep.
we have AI Drake, AI The Weeknd, AI Michael Jackson. It's all there.
Yep.
So,
We don't need humans anymore. That's okay.
yeah, it is what it is.
Humanity sucks anyway. Just get rid of us.
Let's continue here. What else we got?
Let's go back to something we want to pass down / keep. This a lot of people don't like this, but it's up to you. Continue using the dishwasher as a drying rack.
That's not only for Filipino culture. That's like all Asian cultures, I think.
Yeah, again,
and
it's
then also
AAPI.
also for Spanish Mexican cultures, they use the oven as also like the pot holder.
We
Bro,
do too.
it's free space.
Free space.
It's free real estate.
Just take it out before you cook.
Yep.
If you for an oven,
Yeah.
oven-wise.
I mean, we've talked about this so many times. I've never used a dishwasher in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to use it. I've used it a couple times. I know how to use it. I don't want to use it as an actual dishwasher. I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
I need more space, and sometimes not a lot of people have a lot of counter space for a whole ass drying rack. So it's like it's okay. We have a dishwasher.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, keep that.
Yeah, we want to keep it. If you want to keep it too, fine.
As long as you wash your dishes well with hand washing, that's fine. And also, please let your sponge wring it out and let it air dry, because when that shit's wet and you're letting it sit for a bit, that's how it gets
filthy
and bacteria-y. So just dry out your sponges, y'all.
Yeah, and if you want to use the dishwasher, get all the different soaps. Do it yourself, and then let the machine do it. Okay, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to find more dishes, it's gonna be in the dishwasher for us. So yeah, and I also have a little arrow here for something that we want to break. Wait, hold on. But yeah, dishwasher as a drying rack, and then I also have underneath save and store plastic bags. I want to keep the plastic bags until it's banned here. I'm gonna keep doing it because I think in Canada there's a plastic bag ban, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
Is that exclusive to Asians? I thought that was just everybody.
it's definitely like an Asian stereotype that I'm gonna continue doing.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna continue doing it. You are too. You do it.
I love my plastic bags,
I love my plastic bags for trash.
but I also love my totes.
Yeah.
But yeah, plastic bags for the trash can.
For the trash can. If you do have parties and stuff, it's a nice it's like, oh, it's okay. Here's your to-go bag. The one that we're not saving though, the one that we do want to break, not saving all the to-go boxes or the containers. There are people out there.
My dad is a big offender of this shit. Like I'll throw away like a Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
I'll see it like the next day. It's washed and it's dried.
Washed. Even styrofoam containers. Don't save that.
Yeah, styrofoam containers. My dad even keeps like the red packaging for meats. He'll wash that shit.
We were so shocked.
It's like, brother.
It's like,
we have all these like Tupperwares and stuff.
We have proper plates for this for you to just cover up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you often have parties, that's fine. At least you're getting in the to-go boxes. People can use them, and that's okay. But if it's just taking up all the space in your pantry, in your cabinets, there's no point. Get rid of them. Recycle them. At least you washed it. Now you can recycle it.
True.
Yeah. Do you have any other ones that you want to add before I continue another on my notebook?
No, keep going.
No? Okay. This is a big thing for something that someone had shared with me. Something that they want to break is actually the titles of ate kuya. So if you're Filipino, you understand that ate means older sister and kuya means older brother. And basically what my friend has shared is that growing up, their sister now, they're trans, transition from male to female. And, for a whole time when their sister was trying to figure out their identity, who they are, my friend had always had to call them kuya. But even then, their sister now just didn't like that. But my friend would always get in trouble for not calling them kuya. And
trouble from their parents.
From parents and other family members.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And so it was always so hard. And so, there's there's Pinoy pride, but then there's also there comes to a point where it becomes too toxic, and it's like, no, there's always going to be these rules, and as soon as you try to break them, all hell breaks loose. But it sucks because for a while, it causes all this tension in the family, and things are better now. That's what I'm happy about. Their sister, my friend's sister, was able to fully come out as trans, and now my friend asked, do you want me to call you ate now? But
right, because they are now female affirming. And so they want to use do you want to use like the older sister phrase?
Yeah,
right?
but I think the whole ate kuya title, there's like a whole like negative aspect to it now, and so now they just want them to refer to them by their chosen name.
Right.
And that's fine too. But obviously, like, I think the whole family, they're okay now, but I bet there's going to be those family members that refuse to follow that. I think the sister is happy now with, they're a lot happier now that they've come out, and my friend is too, and it just sucks how we have, especially in the Filipino culture, there's a lot of movies, even in reality shows like Ipulaga or anything, there's always like a gay character.
Yeah, and they're always the clown trope in
the comedy relief.
And yeah, they're not seen as equals to like the rest of the cast because
they're not taken seriously,
they're used
too.
for comedic effect.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so they're everywhere in entertainment.
Right.
There's a lot of Filipino like drag queens and everything too, but
And they're great.
they're great.
They're really good.
And it's like a lot of Filipinos were able to watch it, but as soon as your son or your daughter comes out to you, like it's
not seeing that same amount of like praise.
yes. So it's like it's fine if it's not someone that you know or someone that you're related
Right.
to. It's okay.
Right.
But as soon as someone comes out and then it's like, wait, no, you can't be that.
Mhm.
Which is definitely something that I can relate to, because I'm bisexual.
Mhm.
And that was definitely like a hard thing to accept from my parents, because it's like, is that why you dress up like a boy a lot? Like, because you like girls? I didn't say that. Like, because you're a lesbian, you're a tomboy. Because usually tomboy is it's also related to being a lesbian, which sucks. And it's like I do dress up very girly, or I do also dress like tomboyish too. But that doesn't mean it just sucks how they immediately think, oh, it's because you're a lesbian, you like girls. It's like, no, I just said I'm bisexual. I like both.
Right.
And it's so frustrating, because like I said, they enjoy the LGBT community for the comedic relief, but when it comes to like your own kid, it's still hard to accept that.
Right.
And it's still something that a lot of parents or the older generations need to be able to accept.
They're not gonna accept it.
They're not. A lot of them won't.
I mean,
But I think
praise to the progressive previous generation of Filipino parents and individuals that they're very open to it. I think that's awesome. Yeah. But that's just what they know. That's what they were raised with. Yeah. So that's just their beliefs. So you can't really change them.
And just to backtrack, like the whole Tados Vate Kuya, if you yourself want to continue that with like your own kids and everything, sure. But like at the same time, if someone's not comfortable with using them, don't use it.
Yeah. Can I give a little anecdote here for
sure.
myself? So for me, ate kuya is used, especially for my, my actual older brother and my actual older sister.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine calling them anything else. Like, hey, Mark. What's up, France?
Yeah, if my sisters just regular called me Vicky, I would just be like, who do you think you're talking to? Who is that?
Mm-hmm. And that's what I grew up with. However, what I do take offense with, and it got me confused, is the fact that my family members were policing the ate kuya for my cousins.
Okay.
So it was my dad. So like here's the situation is, my dad is one of the oldest in his siblings, right? So he's top of the line. Like he's like the older. He is the kuya of the family.
Okay.
Right. But I have cousins of his sisters, right?
Okay.
His younger sisters, cousins. They're her kids. Or they're my cousins now. But they're older than me.
Okay.
One of them that I think about is Rexon. Okay. So I called him Kuya Rexon, right? Kuya Rexon, and I would say this all the time, like Kuya Rexon, like Ate Reset, which is another,
because they're older.
Because they're older. It makes sense in my head. Mm-hmm. But for some weird reason, my dad, one time when we were going up to a Filipino party to meet up with them, he was like, actually, they should be calling you Kuya Reden.
Because he's the oldest.
Because he's the oldest. And I'm like,
Yeah, that is also a thing. I think it depends on which region of the Philippines they're from.
Yeah, but
it's so confusing.
But I mean, if you're gonna adopt that whole mindset, it should just be older. If they're older than you, you get the respect, because that is that's really shitty.
I think it sucks because you said you were used to calling them.
But then like
right?
but then my dad would like come up to them and be like, "Hey, you need to call him Kuya," and I'm like, "Dad, no, like what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like I'm the youngest one here.
Yeah, I think if you that's what you want, that's what you want to like continue with, sure. But again, that's where it comes like, don't force it if it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that whole part that's so weird. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. It doesn't seem right. But different cultures, man. Yeah, we definitely talked about two different things there. The whole like ate kuya thing, and then being a part of the LGBT Q plus community.
Hmm?
Yeah, that was nice. All right. Let's start with something that we want to pass down or keep again. I have here serving fruit or food in general as an apology, but I also wrote but still apologize as well.
You want to keep that?
I want to keep like giving food as part of an apology. I don't think that should be.
Because that's a big meme
It is a big
in
meme.
Asian discourse.
Yes. I think it's cuz I still do it with my sisters and I when it's definitely like
Sure, do those acts of service, but
Yeah.
like communicate, bruh.
no, I know that's what I said underneath, but still apologize as well. I said I want to be able like you can have the food too, but I also want to say, hey,
Add that on.
I also apologize for what I said to you earlier. Like for example, if something happens between my sisters and I, there's a little miscommunication. We're upset with each other. One of us did something. It will take like a day or two. We need we come to our senses. We relax. We calm down for a bit, and then it's like, hey, do you want to go out to eat? It's like, where? I don't know, Taco Bell or something. Just buy food, watch a movie. And even when we do that, and then it's just like, I'm sorry for yesterday. Sorry for saying that to you. I shouldn't have said that. I was all over the place. Like, I don't want serving a platter of fruit to just that. There you go. That's the apology.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just like, it's like, you can do that. Just be like, hey, I'm sorry. Here's some mango.
Yeah.
I want that to follow, because that's definitely something I want to break. Like, own up to your mistakes if you know you did something wrong, and be able to apologize properly.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it takes the phrase Filipino pride to a whole nother meaning.
Yes.
Because some Filipinos, some parents can be very prideful, and will sit with.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that they were in the right, and they will not admit.
Like, they have the authority,
wrong.
they have the power. I shouldn't have to apologize because I'm the parent.
Right.
Even though I know I did something wrong, but I won't say anything.
Yep.
So I want to be able to break that cycle, because that doesn't bode well for us as kids, and for because then we take that to heart. Then it's just like, makes us start second guessing. Wow, was it really our fault? Like now you have to be careful what you say with what you do, because it just seems like everything is always going to be our fault, and we always have to apologize, and that just sucks. Because like, what is that teaching us as the children?
Just wait till you're a parent, then you get to have all the power in the world.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
You don't want that, because now it doesn't create a safe space in the household.
Yeah, and then especially when they get older and they are of equal, they're of equal like height and.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now you have your own place, you have your own kids.
Yeah.
Now you understand, and now I will finally take you seriously, which sucks, but I will not take you seriously. So it's like, that's the only time they'll be able to say like, okay, I'll provide you my respect. But yeah, that's another thing I want to break.
Nice.
Like, your kids are human. We're all human. We can make mistakes. Let us make them. Let us learn from them. But at the same time, if you yourself as the parent have made a mistake, that's okay. Be able to apologize, and that will be able to help your kids realize like, oh, it's okay. Like, they know what they did, and they at least said it. But then at the same time, even if you apologize, if your actions afterwards don't follow up with your apology, then that part, it just keeps going. It's a whole cycle that will never escape. So if you really apologize, you have to really follow through with that. Otherwise, the more you keep saying sorry over the same thing that you've done over and over again, it's gonna mean nothing. And it doesn't feel well. It doesn't feel good as a kid. I mean, it still happens to me. I'm 25. It still happens to you. You're turning 28. And it still sucks. It's still something that we're going through, but hopefully we'll be better for the next generation. Yeah?
Fighting.
Nice. I think another thing to add that I want to break, I even wrote here, where is it? Where did I write it? Oh yeah, the silent treatment and shutting down when things are uncomfortable. That's when I said like earlier that there's a lot of things that I'm still learning myself. Yeah, I need to get better with this. Especially when you and I have a disagreement. I either don't talk to you for a bit.
Yeah,
or shut
this
down.
This is not exclusive to Asian culture.
Yeah. But it definitely is like I think like it's not exclusive to Asian culture, but it definitely happens a lot in Asian culture.
I think it happens in all cultures.
Okay. Especially older generations. I think it's a lot stronger too for Filipino parents though, because of the Filipino pride.
Sure.
Yeah, the silent treatment doesn't feel good, especially when it goes on longer than 2 weeks.
It's a long ass time.
It's a long time. Yeah, it's. I mean, and because it happens to me a lot, I also developed that as well. I'm sorry, but I'm learning.
Yep.
I'm trying to get better. I'm sorry.
You're forgiven.
Thanks. What else do I have here? Oh, yeah, there's another one. So it's something we want to break. Body shaming. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's like Goldilocks. Like you're either too skinny or you're too fat.
Yeah.
And and then when you lose weight, it's like, oh shit, like you lost weight, you need to eat more,
Yep.
or you gained weight, you need to eat less.
Yep.
And then when you're finally like, I don't know, like I'm not trying to have an Olympic body, yo. I'm not trying to have an Olympic body, so.
Yeah. Just want to be healthy. Just be healthy. It doesn't matter.
It's like my dad. My dad would be like, I don't know, like you need to eat less rice, and I'm like, yeah, Dad, like I do, but like you're calling me tubby, but like I'm not making fun of your diabetes.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, or like your bald head.
Okay, Mom.
So it's just
You're
like,
making fun of it now.
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't make fun of his bald head.
That's true.
Because I'm not gonna have that, hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay.
Because I don't got the stress. I'm too blessed to be stressed.
Okay.
But yeah, guys. I mean, don't body shame because that just leads to more like
insecurity.
just more dysmorphia.
Yes.
Happens all the time. I'm already 5'5". I got enough things to be worried about, but I like my height.
I love my height. I love
That's like
my
the one
body.
thing. That's the one thing that I'm proud that I don't have qualms or problems with is my height, because there's some short kings out there. They're gonna get some fucking implants in their knees to grow an extra 4 inches, and I'm like, yo, bro, like you being that short, that's where the power comes from. Just go take up some like jiu-jitsu or some wrestling, bro. You're gonna kill it out there. Leg day is amazing. Because we generate power from these quads and calves of ours. But yeah, guys, I mean, again, not exclusive to Filipino culture, but body shaming exists. It's just if we're gonna be skinny, or if you're gonna want us to eat less, how about we start with like the Filipino diet and table manners. Let us pick what we want to eat and how much we want to eat. Please do not shovel food onto our plate.
And then make you feel bad for it too.
Yeah, because there have been many times where like I'm eating at the table with cousins and family, and I say, no, as they are currently shoveling food onto my plate.
I understand that a lot of people take it as a form of disrespect if you are not willing to eat or try all the different dishes that they have on the table. But a lot of people are able to eat a whole bunch of food. Some people are not. And if you as person that they're trying to give food to, if you keep on saying no so many times and they won't take it as an answer, I think that's definitely a boundary that they're crossing. Like, say that's stop. I already said no.
Yeah.
And it sucks how they don't respect you in that way. It's like, okay, it's like, all right, fine, that's okay. But it's there. Like, if you just say it's there if you want it, go ahead, take it. I won't force it on you anymore. Yeah. It definitely sucks because with body shaming, it sucks how everyone continue doing talking about your body even behind your back, like especially on Facebook. Like Facebook is a big thing where it's just like, you know, I always overheard like one of the saying like, did you see their recent post? Like they've gotten so big, or even like, or they got so dark. Like, are they okay? It's just, dude, there's no problem with that. And I've definitely been a victim of that so many times. There's some like, there's no shame, there's no filter. I've had those family members that would comment under pictures that my mom would post with me in it, and it's just like, yeah, Vicky needs to eat less. She looks bigger. She looks bigger than her sisters. It's like, how dare you say that to me or about me? Not even being able to like talk to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's metabolism it's higher than mine.
You're just built different.
I really am built different, but it's like to say that like, oh yeah, she's fat. Are you kidding me? It took me a long time to finally be able to be happy with my body, be happy with my skin. And it's like, I love how I look. I'm very happy. I think I look pretty hot.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I just know like, I want to be healthy. I want to be active. We went to the gym today.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. As long as I'm healthy and active and I'm taking care of myself, that's what matters. But I'm not gonna be talking about someone's body in front of others. It sucks.
Here's the thing that I want to add on. Sorry, do you want to continue or add on?
Go ahead.
All right. I do this in my family. For my parents, you don't.
Me? Like, I don't do it?
You don't do it to your parents. Do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
The mano.
Oh. The mano po?
The mano po. I saw this one. I think you sent it to me. It's like the one like Filipino workout. It's like mano po till failure, where they're doing like the
yeah, the whole like
they're doing like weights to the
Filipino workout routine.
Yeah, Filipino workout routine. Or like moving bags of rice. Yeah. Mano po till failure. For those of you that don't know what a mano po is, mano in Tagalog is hand, and then po means like, I don't know.
Please. It's something that you say and do
to like an elder or whatever
as a form of
respect. So just to demonstrate, because you should mano me because I am
what the heck?
form of respect here. So they're bringing the knuckles to taking my hand, knuckles to the forehead, getting knocked out with my weighty hands,
and then you
and then you say like
mano po. Usually a lot of the older people in like a family party, for example, when it's something that's practiced, like they will put their hand up automatically, and it's just like, oh, mano po.
Yep. I do that for my aunts, my uncles, my parents, of course. And I don't do it every time. Like I'll do it like, you know,
for your parents especially.
From parents, I don't do it every time. For my aunts and uncles, you know, recently, ever since I got sometimes recently, like in the last 5-6 years or so, I do it, and they're like,
what are you doing?
Don't my aunts or my uncles especially, they'll be like, no need.
Okay. No, I may not do it in my own household.
But were you ever taught it?
Yes. You haven't seen me with my other family members.
But you don't do it for your grandma?
No, that's definitely something I think we tried when she arrived here in the US, but I think because my parents didn't really instill it in me a lot, since we don't have a lot of family members around here anyway. So it's, yeah, I don't often do it. That doesn't mean I don't do it. I definitely have a tito here. Whenever we have parties like Ajat's house, he sometimes he's a guest there, and since I've known him for a while, he automatically puts his hand up, and I always do it. I always mano po.
Yeah.
Him. Yeah, I do it. I think I do it for my great grandma. Still,
Sure.
when we go, if you're coming with me, when we go visit her in August
Mm-hmm.
for her 95th birthday.
Damn.
I'm definitely gonna be doing that because a lot of them do still practice that. So I still do it. I just don't do it with my own family here.
Right. Am I gonna pass it down to my kids? Hell no.
Probably not. No, it's not like it's awkward or anything. It's just like I don't do it.
Just give me like a hug when you walk in the door or some
Just give
shit
me
like
a
that.
hug. At the
or
same
like
time,
dap me up. You know what I mean?
yeah, give me a hug, give me a kiss. But if you don't want it, that's fine. I'll just pat you on the head.
Yeah.
Because people have boundaries.
But I still do it. I like doing it for my parents. You know, it's like my main. You know, it's like what's up.
Yeah. Bless up.
Yeah. So there's that.
There's that.
We're getting towards the end of our episode here.
I think we did a good amount. I think do you want to like do one more and that's it?
I mean, I'm good.
I'm good. That was a lot already. Some of these topics that I have, some of these answers could be a whole episode on its own if we want.
Yeah. So again, guys, we just wanted to talk about stuff that we wanted to pass on or break for the next generation.
Yeah.
Because
again, happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Don't forget to visit your local pho shop, your local boba place.
No, but seriously, support
Please stream
them.
Everything Everywhere All at Once and all the Wong Kar-wai films. Don't forget to tell all of your Asian friends happy AAPI month because it's their month.
Are you being sarcastic?
I am.
Like, or actually being...
I am.
Okay.
I am.
But at the same time, that's also nice, too. You could be serious about it.
Treat all your homies with love and respect.
Yeah. You're making me sweaty again. Making me nervous.
I don't know. Again, just refer back to the beginning conversation.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. That's fine. My glasses are getting fogged.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it doesn't have to just be within this month, Mahal. I think that's what I'm trying to say. If you love your culture and you want to educate more people about it, not whether it's yourself or the people around you, do it.
I mean, I think doing this podcast is a way that we celebrate it.
Sure, but I still want to do more outside of this.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Don't be funny about it. It could be a serious thing too.
Yeah, so I feel like this is one of our most serious episodes.
Sure.
But I like to always sprinkle in some comedy because that's how I tackle.
Yes, love.
That's how I compensate for all of my insecurities.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so that will be the end of this episode. Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, it's very hot in here. I'm really sweaty.
You wore a cardigan.
I did, but it's nice. Yeah, follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at bahalakapod. We also have our YouTube, but if you already listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, that's great. But if you want to subscribe to our YouTube as well, go ahead. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy
May.
Happy May.
Happy day.
Happy day. Should we just tell them bye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to say?
Well, go ahead and start ending it, but I just need you guys to do one thing for me. I need you to go ahead and just give me my mano po.
Okay.
Please,
all
mano
right.
po me.
Okay.
Mano po me now.
Okay,
Now.
buddy. No!
Mano po.